Hello everyone, welcome back to our Hackathon update series. I'm Rahul Ray, and if you have been following along, you know that Nikhil has already covered some amazing progress in his first two videos on his YouTube channel. Just to quickly recap, we are building a real time draw and guess game for our Shipathon hackathon. This is a 2 month mobile first hackathon by RevenueCat where we need to ship our apps to Play Store or App Store with integrated RevenueCat SDK. So today I am bringing you the third critical update from our development journey. While Nikhil already covered our initial project introduction and backend architecture with Firebase Cloud Functions and Cloud Tasks, I want to focus on two major milestones we have achieved this week and the challenges we have overcome. The first update that we have is that we have successfully published our app on the Play Store and currently it is in closed testing phase. So let me give you a overview of what we did to publish our app. So we basically purchased a Google Play console developer account with the one-time fee, and once we had access, we had to draft a lot of policies and declarations to be submitted in the console, as Google has very strict policies with how we use our users' data. So we had to draft multiple documents to do so, and right now it is mandatory to keep our app in closed testing phase for at least 15 days with at least 12 active testers. Only after then we'll be able to release our app in production. So this is how our app looks like on the Play Store, and it is accessible only a particular link right now, since it is an early access to our application. It is not publicly available for the general public. I'll put the link for this closed testing application in the description so that you can also give it a try. So moving on to our second update. So while we are waiting for our Android app testing phase to be completed, we decided to tackle our migration to Kotlin Multiplatform, and this is where things got really interesting from technical point of view. So our initial plan was to use the GitLive Firebase Kotlin SDK. Let me go through that. Let me open that. So our initial plan was to use this GitLive Firebase Kotlin SDK, and because this looked perfect for all of our needs, as it promised to handle Firebase integration across all platforms, Google Sign-in, Cloud Store, messaging, storage, and whatnot. But as soon as we started building for iOS platforms, the build kept failing with multiple build errors, and the issues were mainly happening because we were trying to integrate platform specific dependencies through CocoaPods with Kotlin multi-platform, and for at least a day or two it completely blocked our progress. So after spending several days trying different approaches and configuration, we decided to try a different approach altogether. So I found this excellent Medium blog post. Let me open this. Yeah. So we decided to implement authentication separately in Compose multi-platform without depending on the SDK. I'll put the link of this blog post in the description as well. But even with this approach, the build kept failing, and this was really frustrating because the error message weren't giving a clear guidance about what was wrong. So after debugging and having a discussion with my fellow iOS developers, we finally discovered the root cause was that it was a version compatibility issue. So the combination of my Xcode version, Kotlin version, and various other multi-platform and SDK versions were not compatible with each other. So to finally work it out, I had to downgrade my Xcode version to 15. Earlier I was using Xcode 16. Then we carefully adjusted all the related versions, including platform plugin, multi-platform plugin, AGP plugin, to match the compatibility metrics. So if you are working with Kotlin multi-platform and facing similar issues, check the official compatibility metrics. Sometimes it's not your code that's wrong, it's your development environment setup. So that was the thing in our case. So I'll quickly show what versions we are using to make this thing work. Let me open So we had to come up with these versions in order to make our build work. So I had to update my AGP version. Earlier it was 8.5. I had to make it to 8.22. Then this is not this credentials is not pointing to the latest one. I had to downgrade it to 1.22. Then I also had to uh, update this compose plugin along with this Kotlin version. Earlier I was using 2.1 point something, but now I'm using 2.0.20. So these were the changes I had to make in the versions. Also, I'll show you the root cause of the issue. So to install dependencies in iOS, we use Cocoa Pods. In order to do so in KMP project, we have to include this Cocoa Pods plugin as well, because we need to include a pod of Google Sign-in, because obviously we are leveraging the native implementation of Google Sign-in on both the platforms. So that's why we have to include this package. And since we are using a combination of Gradle and also the pod file over here, so this is what was conflicting in Xcode 16. So I'm not an iOS guy and I'm not sure how these things works under the hood, but the issue was that under build phases it was creating multiple targets. So I tried deleting derived data folder multiple times, but still it was giving me the same issue. So somehow it was a configuration issue only, and once we change our configuration, it worked like a charm. Now that we have authentication working properly in our KMP setup, our next major milestone is to fully integrate this Get Live Firebase Kotlin SDK. So this SDK will let us handle authentication, Firestore, cloud functions very seamlessly in our project. Since we are already very heavily dependent on cloud functions, so it would be better for us to go with this kind of SDK. Before I wrap up, make sure to check out Nikhil's first two videos for a complete picture of our development journey. His second video especially has some great insights about Firebase Cloud Functions and Cloud Task implementation. I guess that's it for this video. Stay tuned to both the channels for future updates on our journey. We are getting very close to our production release, and we can't wait to share the final results with you all. See you in the next one. Bye.